Welcome to Right on the Money, the weekly talk show with interviews you can use to help you maximize your money and optimize your financial future. Before moving forward with any of the ideas discussed on the show, always consult your financial advisor, insurance professional, or tax consultant. Looking for financial help or a second opinion? We can help you in your search. And now, your host of Right on the Money, syndicated financial columnist and money color commentator, Steve Savant.
In this segment, we're talking about how to use the home equity conversion mortgage in all its versions in retirement planning with popular platform speaker, author, adjunct professor at the American College, and my old Kentucky buddy, Don Graves. I mean, man, I thought you told me you're from Philadelphia,
Yeah.
man. You punted all this whole 5 segments on your Kentucky home, So I thought you were a city guy. Now you're telling me you're really,
Falmouth, Kentucky.
Okay.
That's where my family is from, and we eventually got to Cincinnati, and eventually I got to Philadelphia.
Now, if you're coming into this segment, you need to probably listen to the other 4 segments first to get a bit of chronology to this show, because we're going to talk about how to implement some of these tactics. One of them is a reverse mortgage, the stuff that you've pretty conventionally understood. You hear Fonzie, Henry Winkler talking about it. We're going to talk about HECM home purchase. And we're going to talk about the appreciating line of credit, which we talked about, and how to use this in planning.
Sure.
Real planning, not just we're just winging it now. We're going to try to correlate some planning, integrate some planning into this. Now, let's talk about the first one. We mentioned this on reverse mortgages. I just want to underscore this big time. Because it's a loan, it's not a form of income. Because it's not a form of income, it's not taxable.
That is
because
correct.
It's not taxable, my reverse mortgage income coming to me is tax-free.
That's right.
Okay, so I just want to make sure we got that.
That is correct.
So if I have a person that may be a senior, they're not really well off, they could actually take a reverse mortgage from their home, and they're gaining their Social Security at the same time.
Yep.
And if they didn't have any other monies, and that's all they had, those 2 streams of income would be free.
That's correct.
I mean, to me, that's powerful for our seniors who are really not really up to snuff when ready to retire.
Right.
So I just wanted to talk about that first, because I think that's a golden issue.
Sure.
But now let's really get into a tactical issue, and I know you love this, Press. I heard you start talking about this, and I heard Curtis Cloak talk about this before as well. You guys talk about using some of this tactic as a bridging to hold off on your Social Security. We know that if you take it at 62, you're getting a 25% discount on your full retirement Social Security benefit. If you wait till 66, you get your full retirement. But if you wait till age 70,
Sure.
you're talking about way more money in your Social Security. But people say, Steve, I want to wait. I just don't know where to get the money in the in-between time.
That's right.
Help me out.
Sure. So delaying Social Security, what we teach at the American College, and what conventional wisdom is, whatever way you can delay it is going to be beneficial for the majority of people because of longevity. But now you're 62, you've heard, particularly if you're married, and you say, boy, Don, I want to wait till 70 that my spouse can get more. So how do you do that? How do you bridge the gap? You simply set up a reverse mortgage, and you turn it on for those 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, wherever you're at. You turn it on for that amount that you're going to need to bridge the gap. But a lot of times it's less than what you would normally need because it comes out tax-free, you see. So now you bridge the gap for 8 years, whether that's delaying taking your IRA qualified plans, whether it's delaying annuitizing something you've been waiting, or whatever it is. To bridge shortens your retirement. Now you're not retiring from 62 to death, but you're retiring from 70. So you've shortened your retirement. You've grown it that you've got longevity built in. And that's a great strategy. So using it as a bridging tool is going to be very powerful.
Now, just to add to that, for a little bit more affluent seniors, think about this. If you're going to delay your Social Security to 60, and you can use your HECM strategies, these
70.
loans,
Yeah.
to age 70. Oh, I said 60?
Yeah.
To 70, yes, I'm trying to retro. If I can get it to 70 on my Social Security, I might want to punt on my qualified plans and push that off to 70 and a half when the required minimum distributions make me take distributions. I'm leaving my money in the market in my qualified plan for another market cycle, which could actually boost it.
Sure.
So I want to be able to be, I like the idea of stalling my Social Security at 70, my qualified plan to age 70 and a half, and using these HECM strategies as a bridging technique to really make those numbers huge.
Sure. Right. So keeping your money working for you longer helps the inflation risk. Most people know that getting to the top of the mountain is one thing, but 2/3 of all deaths on Everest happen on the way down. So saving for retirement is like climbing up and summiting the mountain. You plant your flag, you say, I made it. But there are 18 ways to die financially on the way down. And so the risks associated with retirement always need to be mitigated, eliminated, normalized, strategized, whatever. And the HECM tool, delaying this bridge, and some of the others we'll talk about, are just risk mitigators. And these are the things that you won't hear on television. You're going to hear them here on this broadcast, and you'll, as you work with advisors. So, Steve, we're just talking about supersizing retirement, using tools to make sure that we're not dying financially on the way down, and all the ways we can get a strategic advantage for a long and healthy and prosperous retirement.
Well, I want to talk about another one here because this is another huge aspect of purchase your home and participate in the line of credit. This combo strategy, we've now taken really segment 3 and 4, kind of put them together. Talk about this strategy because I think this is huge for people in retirement. And I thought you could use only one of 3. Now you're saying, no, if you do this right, you could actually do the purchase home and have the line of credit through HECM.
Sure. So let's take a client who has a $300,000 home, and they sell it, and they've got $300,000 left over, and they'd like to buy a $300,000 home. No steps, and I'm from the East Coast, so whatever reason, they could pay cash. They could just take all their proceeds, put it in there. But I asked you, do you really want to lock up all of your proceeds over in that house? We may get another 2008, 9, and 10, or you may not be able to get it out when you need it. They could say, well, Don, that HECM for purchase that you talked about, that allows me to put half down. I said, that's right. So, Don, I'm only going to put $150,000 down on this new property, correct? So I had $300,000 and I put $150,000 down, and I still have $150,000 left over in cash. Yes, you can do that. Or the third way. And I said, now, do you need that cash? No, I don't need that cash. I said, okay, how about with the $300,000, you put it all over into the new house. And here's what it's going to do for you. You're going to now have a new home, and you're going to have a $150,000 line of credit, reverse mortgage line of credit, not a HELOC, but a RELOC, and in that home. And that's growing today at around 5.5%. So that means what you did with your proceeds, you left $150,000 in there. So now it's $8,000 more at the end of the. You have access to it. You can pull it out and use it.
I have no mortgage. I have no mortgage.
No mortgage payment.
But I now still have a line of credit.
That's growing, accessible, reliable, predictable, and there for you for when you need it.
Okay, so this is, to me, this is a huge, because I'm creating, first of all, I'm eliminating a mortgage payment. I love that. Now I'm creating a backstop of cash reserve at the same time. Because I misunderstood this back in the day when I first heard you. I thought you can do one of the 3, reverse mortgage, purchase a home, or line of credit. That's all you can do.
Right.
But combining this last 2 could be a huge strategy for people who are pretty good with their money. They're good stewards. They understand what's going on. This is a huge flexible plan. I like that.
Let me add one thing to that. This happened in New Jersey. The client bought a home, and they used this plan, and they said, Don, I'm going to put all the money into the new home because I don't need it. So they had a $150,000 line of credit in the new home. Now, here's what they did. They said, Don, we don't have long-term care insurance, and we're going to pay for it, but can we draw some of the money from that reverse mortgage and turn it into a monthly payment? So they took $50,000. Remember, Steve, there's $150,000. They took $50,000 of that and turned it into a monthly payment, and they left a $100,000 line of credit. So every month they were getting a monthly payment that replenished what they had paid for their long-term care insurance, plus they had a growing line of credit. The point is, when you've got this money over here, you've got financial flexibility. You can cut that pie up and use it however you want. And isn't that the purpose in retirement? You want flexibility. So you've got liquidity, accessibility, flexibility, all built into your retirement plan. It's a game changer, folks.
Well, I love this ability to have this kind of flexible plan and use it. And you just mentioned something huge. I thought, oh my gosh, a lot of people say, Steve, I can't afford or I can't qualify for long-term care. I'm using some of my long-term care rider in an annuity or in a life insurance contract to kind of subsidize that. But my ability to go into my HECM line of credit, especially the way you describe it, no mortgage on the first part, on the purchase, and now I have this credit.
No mortgage payment.
No mortgage payment. I have a ability now to be able to supplement, and everybody wants to stay at home. I don't know if anybody wants to go to a nursing home. I don't.
Right.
And I want to be able to do assisted living. When I get really old, I want them to come there and just make sure I'm okay and everything else. To me, this is a huge opportunity for seniors. I thank you this whole week. I think you're going to really make a lot of people very happy. And according to Tommy Hagna, the happy factor is where it's at. Well, that's all the time we have for our show today. I want to thank Don Grace for being my guest. But before I go, remember what the good Reverend John Wesley once said. Make all you can, give all you can, save all you can. I'm Steve Savant. We'll see you next week right here on Right on the Money.
For more information on this week's money topics, just go to our website at www.rightonthemoneyshow.com and follow Steve's daily postings on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. When it comes to retirement, money management, small business, insurance coverage, college funding, or budgeting, we have the interviews you can use.